Ooh. What the? What? Oh my gosh. Magic. They're so talented and they so deserve every success. Hello Claire Bears, it's Elsie. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and if you are returning, welcome back. I'm so excited to be getting into the first ever album for ZEROBASEONE, Youth in the Shade. I wish I had a fan, because if I have one, I totally would have said that, like youth in the shade. I feel like that's how it deserves to be said. I really enjoyed In Bloom, and I really enjoyed getting to know ZEROBASEONE through the guide video that I reacted to. So now I'm going to be reacting to the album in full today, starting with Back to Zero Base and going all the way to Always. So get comfy, grab a snack, get a beverage, and let's get into the video. But before we do, please don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel. For today's beverage of the day today, I have a Jose Cuervo Sparkling Margarita. It is firmly fall now, but I bought a pack of 4, and these have been sitting in my fridge for long enough that I just felt like I need to drink them. I'm very much not in any way, shape, or form a binge drinker. Those days are behind me. So, you know, make sure that you're drinking legally and responsibly. Okay, so let's get started here with Back to Zero Base. And so when I looked this up, it looked like that there was a film associated with it that was perhaps the album trailer, because this came out on June 15th, 2023, and then the Youth in the Shade album came out on July 10th. So I'm not really sure if we're only going to get snippets of the song here. It's hard to say without actually watching the video, of course. I suppose we'll just have to see, so let's watch. Very warm and dreamy.
The feeling of excitement and fear in the darkness.
Whose voice is that? Ooh. Oh my gosh. It looks so ethereal and angelic. They all do.
I'm falling slowly.
That's my vibe there. Reading and drinking a beverage.
너도 여기 있어?
Oh.
I don't know what lies at the end, but I will run towards it.
Very
It's time
drum
to
and
make it
bassy,
real.
like In Bloom.
Is it a new start or the end? 너와 나 사이가 르던 평행선. 내
This is
가장
so
눈부신
beautiful.
지금을 너에게 줄게.
Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to get into this lore. Was it all real? Was any of it real? Oh, it says Youth in the Shade on the stairs. And on the wall. Having the bros over. The dog! Not the dog. No, and it's a Westie. I love Westies. Uh-oh. Someone's not a cook. This is such a like wholesome vibe though, even though obviously something is off. How's he always smiling? I don't understand. I love that they already seem to have this like brotherhood established, you know? It's very wholesome. And this was very interesting because we got like a very big mix of aesthetics and vibes in this very short video. Maybe it's kind of like a preview of the different vibes that we're gonna get throughout the album, because you know we had this like bright ethereal vibe which was present in Bloom, and you know this part like being inside a video game, but then you know it's almost like Inception-y where it's like which one was real and which one isn't, because there was that wet footprint on the ground kind of carrying through from the video game, and then them, you know, sitting down about to watch a movie is very meta. It's almost like, are they about to watch their own movie? But unless I was just like not paying attention at all, it doesn't really sound like we heard much of the song. So I definitely do want to check out the Back to Zero Base song in its complete state. So that's what we're gonna do, and we have a lyric video from Puno Autopop, and that's going to be the account where we have our lyric videos that we react to today. Because, you know, as much as I love choreography, I love the music videos, getting to know the members, the favorite part of me for K-pop is always the music, is always the meaning behind the songs. So I always love to dive into the songs, the instrumentals, the lyrics, and let's listen to Back to Zero Base. Wow, I feel like Kyuhyun really looks like Lino in that. Ooh. Oh, I love that Yujin got the first line. He has to, of course, be smiling in every photo. I love how much soul Jiwook has in his voice. Oh, so beautiful. I feel like I need to dance and like just go absolutely crazy, but I don't want to shake the desk. So I will settle with my chair dancing. This is so beautiful though. I can't. This is so beautiful. They're falsettos in this though. Is it real, like the scenario we just saw? Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. It would be so perfect for like an airplane and just like watching the clouds go by, you know? And it's nice to hear so many of them sing together, you know? Like their vocals layered on top of one another. So many of them singing simultaneously. That was so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, what a start to the album. Just like really bringing the beauty and the intensity too, and the energy. I feel like it's such a statement that they're making by starting with this song. And the high notes are just like bonkers on here, that high C. And it very much does remind you of the film that we watched, because, you know, it's talking about a new start or the end, the parallel line that separates you and me. Now everything starts anew, the trembling felt in the dark, where it's kind of like, you know, they just went through this whole ordeal with their survival show, and in a way it can feel like an ending, but really it's just the beginning. And so that's kind of where they are at this point in their career. It's like the end of something, but also the start of something. And it could be like scary, the idea of, okay, we went through this whole process, now we've actually got a debut. It could feel like the hard part is over, where it's just like becoming a part of the group was the real trouble and challenge, but now they're here and it's like, okay, now I feel like I have to back up what I showed the world and I have to have something to like show for it. So I could imagine that being stressful for them. And like, tell me, is it real? It's almost like, is it real that this is happening, that I really am getting to debut and that I was picked to be a part of this group? We stood on the border between yesterday's ending and the starting line, and yes, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready for this new beginning and the world that opens again at the end of this road. I don't know what might be, but I'm going. It's almost like, you know, we only have so much time together and I'm not sure what's going to come of it and what's going to come after that, but I'm ready to find out. And you know, this is just my interpretation, but this line of "I can't stop when the curtain rises, so stay close," it feels like they're talking to Zeros, of saying like, stick with me through this process, and you know, once the ball is rolling, it's going to continue, so like, stick with me through it all. It just feels so like hopeful and joyous, this song, and then also just like displays their vocal talents so beautifully. So like, I couldn't have imagined a more perfect song to start off this album. But next, since I have already reacted to the In Bloom music video, if you haven't seen that yet, I will put the link right here. I still always like to include a video related to a song I've already reacted to when I've done a reaction to that song before, just to kind of like keep the idea of the flow of the album in my head as I progress through the song. So for In Bloom, I'm going to be reacting to the dance practice. Obviously, we've established that they're fantastic singers, so now I'm really excited to see them in action with the choreography, because I've yet to see a dance practice from them and to see them, you know, show their moves, even though I obviously know from the guide that they have moves. So let's watch the dance practice. I love this song. Ooh. That's such a cool formation to start with. Oof. Those like vibrations feel so intense. Ooh. What the? What? Oh my gosh, he just like appeared. Just a second. I completely missed him getting up. He was on the floor and then he was just up. Like, how did that happen? Oh my gosh, magic. Beautiful. And this choreography is very intense. I feel like I've seen this part a whole bunch on social media and stuff. The stomping. With their outfits, it kind of seems like some of them got the memo about the like sports theme, and then some of them just didn't. Oh my gosh, the energy it must have taken for them. And I like them slowly, one by one, like adding the rows. So much creative choreography in this. And they just like changed the pace so much. Like this, it'll be slow, 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 and then fast. You see where Glasses? Oh my gosh, like I'm out of breath watching that. That was so fun. I really love that. One of the things I always like to do for dance practices when I react to them is like mention if I feel like there was any one member or a couple members who stood out to me. But I feel like for this, that they all captured my attention equally, that there wasn't any one person who was standing out that was like drawing my attention, because it really feels like they made a point of featuring all the different members at different points, and that it wasn't just like all the attention on the center the whole time. Or, you know, sometimes in groups where they'll kind of relegate the people who aren't as good at dancing to kind of like the back. But that just like does not exist in this group. Like everyone is just a phenomenal dancer. There was just like a lot of really smart choreography in here that just like captures your eye, and the just like quick changes from slow pace to quick pace, back to slow, and then back to quick. It just like really grabbed your attention the whole time. But again, ooh, like I can't imagine how tired they were after that when I was tired just watching it. So now I'm curious what vibe we're going to be moving on to with New Kids on the Block. Oh, 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 oh. I've actually seen New Kids on the Block in concert before. They paired up with the Backstreet Boys to do a concert, and I think that was 2009? No, 2011, I think. So I like the nod to the OG boy band there, even if it is with a Z for ZEROBASEONE. So yeah, not sure what vibe we're going to get here, and I am going to react to the dance practice, but I thought I would first get a sense of the song and the lyrics before checking out the choreography. So let's listen to New Kids on the Block. Wow, keeping it high energy. I like the disco pop feel. I like the call and response there. Kind of the like 90s house in here too. I love Jerry's voice.
Anti-hero.
Anti-hero? I love the sass in this song. Hello, rookies. They're like embracing their rookie status. It's so fun. I'm actually obsessed with Jiung's voice. It just like hits so different. You'll still want me. Your twist? But I like the cheekiness of this song. I was curious if there was going to be more of like an 80s sound to it, but it definitely feels like more of a 90s sound. feels very youthful, this song. But super catchy too. Coolish. Just a little cool. Not fully cool, just cool-ish. Yeah, the song feels very like Gen Z. Of like embracing your youth. I'm a millennial, so I'm no longer youthful. But yeah, this was fun. This was such a vibe. And part of me does feel very like, hello, how do you do, fellow kids? And part of me is like even embarrassed. Part of me is even embarrassed to like read some of these back because I feel like I would sound like such a boomer. But I do really love this song from Matthew. That's my role, an anti-hero rather than an obvious hero. Like, why are you an anti-hero, Matthew? Tell me more. Even though it's fun and cheeky, there's still this like mystery that they've established to them here. But like my fit check that comes and goes hot and cold, fit check. What does this mean? Is it like if you post a picture of your outfit and you're like fit check and you're looking for like people's feedback? I don't know. Again, I'm such a boomer. I know drip has to do with clothes, right? They really do have the vibes that they can't hide though, because the song really was a vibe and a serve. But now I really want to see the choreography for this. I really have like no idea, and part of me is very hopeful that they'll have some like New Kids choreography like nods in there, but I don't know. I think of like the legs and like I feel like that choreography is super iconic, but I feel like start to finish best choreography from New Kids on the Block is Step by Step. So if you haven't seen that before, go watch that. It's amazing. But yeah, let's see what this choreography is like. Ooh. I really love how they play with pace in their choreography. Go Gunu. Gunu, I guess. Yeah, there's very much like some sass in this choreography. Oh, that was cool. Him like dribbling them. Oh my gosh, they're really using that space. The heel click. I actually will never get over Jinu's voice. And Gunu too, honestly, like. So all of them. Ooh. Oh my gosh, the pace of this choreography is wild. I feel like we have to check on them after a ZB1 concert, you know? I feel like that move is very, like, 80s. Like, if there were ever going to be a New Kids throwback move in this song, it would be that. Oh! Terry. Is it just me, or is Gunik like a lot taller than the other members? That camera like shook. Oh, Matthew, this smiliness. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, this is, oh my gosh, it's warming my heart. I feel like he's struggling to contain his smile there. So the last one, I felt like there wasn't any one person that I was really looking and watching for, but you know, I really felt my eyes drawn to Hanbin in this one, even though, you know, like Zhang Hao was our center in this and he was in the middle for a lot of parts. I don't know, I just like found my eye drawn to Hanbin. Maybe it's because he's got like the collarbones out. But of course, I loved Matthew's part at the end, and it's just like his smile is just so contagious. I can't not smile when I see him smile. It's like against the rules. And you know, Matthew is still my bias. If I had to pick a bias and like cement it in stone right now, I would still pick Matthew, but I feel like I'm curious to see over time if that changes, because, you know, at this moment I don't really have like a bias wrecker line in any sense. But like Ji-young's voice is making me go and Hanbin in this performance is making me go So I'm curious to see if there's any more members who catch my attention as we go through this. So let's check out our next song here, which is And I just think of I Will Always Love You from Whitney Houston, of the like and I. Very dramatique. So I wonder if this is gonna be like a ballad maybe? It feels like after the first 3 songs being very high energy, that in a 6-song EP, maybe this is where we bring it down, show a little bit more of like their softer, vulnerable side. I feel like that would make sense at this point, but I'm not a producer, so it's not my job to decide, but let's listen and find out. So we are bringing the energy down a little. I'm pretty today too. Matthew. So kind. Ooh. I like the deeper vocals. I can't get over how soulful his voice is. Ooh, so is this like liking someone from afar and literally liking? I'm quite I noticed. This is so cute. Oh. He's getting so many lines in this song. Yeah, this really is a Gen Z album of like, you know, having a crush on someone and like only interacting with them on social media. In my day, it was MSN Messenger, where like if you had a partner, you would put like their initials in your status surrounded by hearts. Or like if you had a crush and it popped up on your window of your computer that they signed online, it was always like, like your heart rate would pick up and you would just be like, do I talk to them? What do I do? Do I wait for them to talk to me first? What am I supposed to do? The latest generation will never know that stress and anxiety. I guess there is that to a degree with some other social media platforms, but like MSN Messenger was the OG. Anyways, just continuing to age myself here. I like this. This vibe feels like an OG boy band song, you know? Like if the Backstreet Boys existed in 2023 at the age of ZEROBASEone, they would make a song like this, I think. Ooh. Ricky. So is he saying like he's trying to be more like his crush and that's why his MBTI changed? Or like be like what his crush wants? But like what I really like about this group is that they feel very current. They feel very fresh, you know? It's not like they're following trends and kind of like they might be victims of trends, but it feels like they're part of the trend, if that makes sense. Like it feels unique to be doing a song about this, but I feel like obviously I can't speak for people who are like in their late teens, early 20s, but I imagine that this probably is what they're doing and that a lot of like Gen Z would recognize themselves in this song, you know, of like having a crush and just admiring them from afar on social media, where, you know, I go to your feed and story dozens of times like a habit, click heart, like, where I feel like if you were trying to play it cool, you maybe wouldn't. You would kind of like be a little bit nervous about opening their story and you would be like, oh, did they see that I opened their story? But nope, they're just like, yep, open every single story, like every single one. They're making their intentions very clear. Thousands of likes and one of them is mine. I guess only you don't know. Well, yeah, that would be hard if the person that you liked was getting thousands of likes on their story, of just like, how exactly would you go about getting their attention? How do you make yourself stand out amongst those thousands of people? Or like, you know, going to that person's favorite cafe to try to like live vicariously through them. Makes me think of like, oh, I know that this person, my crush, has this class at this time and they walk down this hallway, so I'm gonna walk down that that hallway. But this line is so cute. I'm like a cosmic dust when I'm in front of you. My heart drifts endlessly. No boy was saying that to me when I was in my late teens, early 20s. But yeah, this very much feels of the time of this era, and it would be really fun to look at this in like 20 years from now and be like, haha, like, wasn't it funny when this is a thing that we did? Kind of like I did with MSN, because that was what was the thing back in 2003. MSN Messenger was like popping off at that at that time. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and now I'm curious what our season is going to be like. Like, for example, I'm curious if we get a ballad from this group in this album. Like, do they do ballads? Because, you know, we might have seen them cover other groups or do certain things on Boys Planet, but it's not until you like listen to their first album that you can hear like, okay, this is what their sound is gonna be, and like what kind of message they're going to send in their music. So, you know, predictably with an album called Youth in the Shade, so far a lot of it feels very youthful and about like embracing and enjoying youth, and then also these themes of love and that sort of thing. So maybe that's what we get with our season. I like that like boom piece of percussion. I love creative percussion like that. We're still awkward. Ooh. He just gave me like DK from 17 vibes there for a second. Like, this does kind of remind me of a 17 song. could see there being a big crossover between 17 fans and ZEROBASEone fans, because I feel like their music gives off a very similar, like, you know, wholesome vibe, if that makes sense. Ooh. Oh, rapper Matthew. But doesn't it just feel like such green flags all around from them? This is just like so wholesome and sweet. Oh, a guitar. I don't know who that background vocal was. Oh my gosh, this is just like so, like heartwarming. Ooh. Isn't this like just so boyfriend coded though? Oh, that was so cute. I just feel like I keep being pleasantly surprised by all of these songs. Like, obviously I knew watching the guide video that they were all just like fantastic singers, but seeing it all come together here is just like so lovely and enjoyable. It makes me so excited to see what they're going to do with their careers and achieve, because it's just like they're so talented and they so deserve every success. But you know, back to the song, it was really nice to hear Matthew like just go seamlessly from singing like right into rapping, and it very much feels like almost honeymoon stage of a new relationship where it's just like so exciting and new. And there's this line of like, you and I who are still a little awkward, like take care of us in the future, of kind of like we're still somewhat trying to figure each other out, and that's okay, but once we're perfectly in sync, it's gonna be amazing. And just like filling our still empty season with wonderful stories, that like anticipation of being together. But you could also like interpret it as not just a love song, but like a song of their journey together, of they're just getting started and they might have somewhat of an empty season at this point, but they're going to fill it up with wonderful stories. And you know, sometimes there'll be good, sometimes it'll be bad, but we'll always comfort each other. Oh. And just like, we just need to trust each other, and like that's the key to make any relationship work, whether a working relationship like theirs or a romantic relationship or even a friendship. I just really enjoyed the like hopeful vibe of this song, and I feel like that would be a good word to describe ZEROBASEone in general, is just this idea of hopefulness. I feel like despite the destruction and climate wars that Gen Z and Gen Alpha are going to have to face, there's still this just like element of hope in the youths of today, which I really appreciate, because you know, generally I consider myself a hopeful and optimistic person, so this kind of music tends to resonate with me more, and you know, I just enjoy the spirit of it all. But this brings us to our last song on the album, which is Always, and it looks like this is a Zhang Hao solo, which I guess that it's a Zhang Hao solo and that we're getting one because he was the recipient of the most votes on Boys Planet. It's very interesting that for a debut album with a group that has 9 members, that there's a member and one member only getting a solo song. It's just like, I'm trying to think of like a precedent in the past of another group having something like that happen. I'm not very familiar at all with, you know, like survival show type of group, so like maybe this is a common thing, I don't know. But you know, I guess if there was any member who was going to get their own solo, it makes the most sense that it was the person who got the most votes. So let's hear what this song's gonna be like. Let's listen to Always. Looks like it's a short one. Oh, also, is he gonna sing in Chinese? Those runs. Nope, Korean.
아직 말로는 다 못해도 꼭 전하고 싶어 하루하루 우리 앞에 어떤 낯선 풍경이 펼쳐질지 모르지만 약속할게 네 손을 절대로 놓지 않아 Always
Oh, I thought this was going in like a ballady direction.
서로에게 발을 맞춰 함께 걸어가
Will you walk with me? Make our hearts flutter. Oh. This feels like an early 2000s pop song, you know? Beautiful vocals. It kind of makes me think of like, you know, when American Idol or one of those equivalent songs when they would always have a kind of like debut song that would come out of their win, and you would hear that song before they won, and then that would be part of like voting is if you like that person's song the most. Like Kelly Clarkson's song, for example, on American Idol was like, some people wait a lifetime for a moment. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep singing it because obviously I'm not a very good singer, but it's one of those things where it was like the songs were always so cheesy and they were always about the same thing. It was always about like seizing the moment and like, you know, being a star and various other metaphors for similar things of like embracing the moment. But I feel like this is way less cheesy and it would make sense for it to do with like winning and like embracing the moment and being the best and that sort of thing. But it's kind of cool that the song is about doing something side by side with someone else and it's not like all about him, if that makes sense. Anyway, we'll talk more about the lyrics once we finish the song. Ooh. His voice is just so versatile. And most of the songs are like cheesy ballads too, those like American Idol type songs, but this is like a full upbeat pop song. That was so nice. I really like that echo effect on his voice too. And it was just like so short, it makes me want more. And it is about like achieving your dreams and like fear of the unknown and what's about to unfold. But then there's lines like, I promise I'll never let go of your hand. Will you walk with me? Always walk together and step with each other. I'm curious if it's like to the fans, like, will you stick by me? Always like the stars in the night sky, always in the same place in the same time. And I'll always be by your side, like I'll be there for you too. It's not just like, will you be there for me? There's a reciprocity happening. And like, you'll enable me to reach a bigger dream, to get to that next step. And it's almost like I couldn't without you. So this was so nice. I love this album. If, you know, gun to my head, I was forced to pick a song that was my favorite, I think I would actually say that Back to Zero Base was my favorite. Aside from In Bloom, I'm such a basic girly. I always feel like the favorite song of mine on each album is the title track. Like rarely is it a B-side. But I really did enjoy Back to Zero Base. But I enjoyed every song on this album. I love the different layers and the different kind of energies that we got. And I feel like they really do have a cohesive sound. Like I feel like I know what to expect from ZEROBASEONE in the future, but not in a way that it's like, oh, they're gonna be predictable. And you know, I'm a huge fan of 17, and so much of their music is reminding me of like a fourth gen / like fifth gen, I don't even know what gen we're in at this point, but like a post third gen, I suppose, 17. So yeah, I'm really excited now to hear more from ZEROBASEONE and see what their follow-up album will be to Youth on the Shade. So friends, thank you so much for joining me for this reaction. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love to hear from you in the comments what you thought about this album, what your favorite song or songs are from the album, and also if you think there's some other ZEROBASEone content that you'd like to see me react to, because, you know, there's no more albums, no more music at this point that's, you know, like an official release to react to. But if there's other content you'd like to see me check out, see me react to, I would love to hear from you, because I want more. I want more from ZEROBASEone. So make sure to subscribe so that you'll know as soon as I post a new ZEROBASEone reaction. But until that reaction, I hope that you are doing well, staying safe, taking care of yourself, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.